Hello everyone, welcome back to Stan's Garage, your go-to place for all things related to the IT industry. Today, we're going to talk about a subject near and dear to my heart. Things you should expect when you hire a new IT service provider. Now, the more common term that we use in the industry is MSP, or a Managed IT Service Provider, which in short is your outsourced IT company that you hire on a recurring basis to remotely manage and deliver your on-site services, and they'll of course show up when you need them. This is everything from your infrastructure services to security management, basically the nuts and bolts end-to-end IT services. As a business owner, you may be asking yourself, do I need to hire an MSP? Can I just hire someone on my team to cover all that? Well, in reality, you could. You could hire an IT professional on a full-time basis and hope that they have enough knowledge to handle any problem that arises. The issue with this is that it can limit your range of expertise, as well as prove to be quite a bit more expensive. The average income of a network administrator in 2020 was about 84 grand. That's according to the Bureau of Labor Statistics. This number does not include the cost of healthcare, PTO, and all the other benefits involved. Because the job market has remained at all-time lows, businesses should be focusing their cash and other resources on attracting personnel that will help them grow in their core operation. Shifting resources from strategic to support roles may impede your company's ability to grow and compete, which is one of the reasons many corporations are outsourcing their IT activities and will likely continue to do so. Plus, when you hire an IT service provider, you are paying a fraction of the cost for one salary. Basically, you're getting a chief technology officer, an IT senior network engineer, and a small help desk team as a result. So when choosing an IT service provider, it's important to know that they all offer some different services. None of them do it all the same way. But it still remains that every business relies on IT nowadays. And there's certainly no disputing. There are plenty of IT service providers to choose from, especially in a big market like LA we're in. And they probably all have a fairly unique approach. But just because you have a vendor in place doesn't mean you're necessarily getting everything you need out of that. That's where you might want to consider that you don't know what you don't know until you shop around, maybe talk to a few people. Now, 2022 has already started off with a bang for a lot of businesses. Everything, including tech, is constantly evolving and changing, especially in this pandemic era, with a primary function of keeping your devices updated and responding to your support requests. Your provider should at least have those two pretty well covered. IT service providers, you might want to ask about the back-end tools they use, as well as some of their SOPs for keeping your things up to date. However, your provider's most valuable asset are their employees, not their latest processes or tools, right? No one cares how the sausage is made. When you go looking for a provider, you want to look at the individuals on their team and their capabilities. One of the more common things, you want someone who's good with networks, workstations, support, as well as security. Are you going to be protected if a security incident was to occur? Cybersecurity has definitely become a central element in the industry and the conversation today. Tech support and cybersecurity efforts have evolved from just patching an antivirus to a holistic approach across your entire network. There are a whole new wave of cybersecurity experts out there, and they will conduct everything from vulnerability assessments, penetration testing, and remediate security gaps, as well as serve as your strategic security consultant. This is one of the main things you might want to consider if you're thinking of either hiring or making a switch with IT providers. Another aspect should be their knowledge of the cloud. Nowadays, almost everything is stored in the cloud, which means it's important that your team can handle this new adaptation. No more real servers in the closet these days, guys. Cloud adoption is another major trend and can't be avoided. IT service providers are expected to manage not only your on-premises stuff, but deployments across maybe Amazon's AWS, Microsoft Azure, Google's cloud platform, just to name a few. And your company should consider if you are using one of these platforms as your new partner capable of supporting it. And while the platforms all have multiple similarities, if you are full on in one versus any of the others, your provider should provide you with expertise in the platform of your choosing. And lastly, another huge hole is, do they have that key solutions expert, a solutions architect, or something we like to call a virtual CIO or VCIO? These are individuals with a lot of industry experience and can help you formulate and craft and strategize your solutions and IT strategy for your organization moving forward. Most providers will include this type of service as part of your agreement. In terms of helping you achieve your technology goals, that sort of advice and intimate knowledge of your environment will make a world of difference. All in all, it is important to do a thorough evaluation process when you're going to pick a provider. Organization size, industry, technology complexity, your staff size, all the above is going to affect how your provider is evaluated. You're going to want to know what kind of systems and talent and roles the provider employs and how that's going to help your organization reach and exceed its goals. But more than that, you should like your guys, right? You're going to want to work with a provider that you can trust, get a hold of, and ultimately know that while they have the great skills and tools and processes in place, you want them to fit your company culture. Finding the right IT service provider can be a huge game changer for your business. It'll free up your resources to focus on company growth as opposed to supporting what's already there. And now you'll be getting an entire IT team for a fraction of the cost of a single quality IT support person that you'd hire internally. Once you figure out your company needs, you'll be able to fit the role of talent accordingly with an IT provider. So I hope this information gave you a little more insight on what an IT service provider can do for you. I'd love to get your feedback on this, as this is something really near and dear to me. Are there other benefits that hiring an IT provider has given you? I'd love to hear about them in the comments below. And if you happen to be looking for an IT provider, you can also book a time to chat with me via the calendar link. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe, and I will catch you on the next one.